Hello and welcome back. I prepared everything for our playthrough. I even removed the interface so we have a better look on the game. And I'm trying not to move the camera too much so you can see all the components and what's going on here. So yeah, let's just go through it. I'm gonna play a few turns each video, and let's see. So as I said, I already said the first mystery. We have two Eldritch tokens, one here on Wilderness Space 4, one on 2. I just need to pick them up, go and close the gate, use them, and the first mystery will be over. But it's never that easy. Although who knows, maybe I'm gonna get lucky. But let's not count on luck too much. Let's actually make some strategy now. Alright, so Rachel is my lead investigator, so she's gonna play first, then Carl, then we have Caroline and Mike. Okay, so she's pretty close to the place where I need to pick up, so maybe I should go there and just do that. So I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna use a focus action, and as you know from the real Eldritch horror, when you focus you can spend it to reroll any number of dice during the test. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna move to this site where the Eldritch token is. I'm gonna do the same with the Carl. Basically I'm gonna move to the space where the token is, because I'm also gonna focus, because I'm hoping to pass the boat test, get those Eldritch tokens, and then head off for the gate. Caroline is cursed, so she can't use her little cube unless she managed to get some items or spells or some other conditions. So, and I need a gate on the board, but the problem is this gate is on level 5 and it's gonna probably rise. Now I don't have any investigator that can actually lower the gate, and there are some spells that can do that, like this Plumb the Void spell. As you can see, it says if I pass the lore test I can decrease the value of a gate on my space by 2 to minimum of 1 and maximum of 6. Now how do you gather items? And let me explain this. So for instance, if I want to take ship ticket, focus or adept, I just place my cube there and I have them. With the item is a bit different. To get any item from here, like a revolver, Tommy gun, shotgun or the holy spear, I actually need to pass the influence test, and then when I pass the test I'm gonna roll and see what kind of item I get. So it's a bit random. Spells you can only get through some encounters, so the spells are pretty hard to get, but they are good because you can use them during a round once, but during any phase, so they are like instant. If I want to, like, they don't cost an action to use. The only downfall is if you don't pass the lore test you're gonna lose the spell, so they are pretty powerful too. But I can't do any of that, so I guess I'm gonna stay on the city with her and just skip the action. Let me check where the mic is. He's all the way on the other side. Yeah, I'm gonna stay there, because if I move on the sea, I'm not be able to buy a ticket later and move faster, because Caroline has a really good action. If she spends a ticket she can move 3 spaces. Alright, so I'm gonna skip her action, stay there and hope for the best to pass the test and remove this curse. With the mic I'm gonna move here, so I'm going all around the world. As you can see, this is actually connected to this, so from 12 I'm going to 11, and I'm not gonna focus. I'm gonna try. Should I buy a ticket? Actually, no. Let me get back. Let me think about this. If I buy a ship ticket, no, I'm gonna not be able. Gonna be able to move to 6 now, but not where I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna move to 11, and I'm gonna also focus preparing for the encounter phase. So now we finish our action phase, and for those that doesn't know, in Eldritch Horror you have three phases: action phase, encounter phase, and the mythos phase. During the action phase you can do two actions. Now in this game it's basically all the same like in regular Eldritch Horror. You can move from space to space as long as they are connected. You can rest, healing one wound, in our case, in the case of this game. You can acquire assets, basically test your influence to get one of these items. You can prepare to travel, getting a ticket, so when you move, you can spend a ticket to move one more space over either railways or the sea routes. Now, you can only buy things in cities. So for instance, if I want to buy a ticket like a railway ticket, I need to be in a city that has these black connections which represents the railways. You can see actually on this card. The black pads are railways, blue are sea routes, and yellows are uncharted pads. These uncharted pads cannot be passed by the sea or the railway route. Basically you have to move from one space to another. You can't use tickets on them. So like if I'm in this city which has three paths going from it, like a sea route, and two railways, I can buy either railway card or the sea route, ship ticket or the rail ticket. So that's how it works. What I'm trying to do is to get to this space somehow on some quicker way, but right now I can't do it with the mic. And another action you can do is to focus. Basically you just place our cube here so we know we are focused. Focus, as I said, helps you to reroll any number of dice if you need to spend them. And additional action I added to this game is called Aid. When you're in the same space as another investigator, you can take your cube and place on his portrait, marking that you are aiding him, and that investigator is gonna have +1 to all his dice rolls. So that's something I added only for this game. Alright, so I done my actions, so now we resolve the encounters. Depending on what space you are, we're gonna check this little card here and see what kind of encounter we're gonna have. So we also start with Rachel and go clockwise. So Rachel is on the wilderness, so I'm gonna have a green encounter. What we do is take 1d6 because we have 1 through 6 encounters. We roll it. Okay, I got a 6, and then we read the part of the 6. It says, you found a temple of Azathoth, but it's very dark and ominous. I need to test my willpower, -1. Alright, so she has a willpower 3+. I pass on everything that is above 3, because if I get a 3 -1, it's gonna be 2 or 1. I think it's gonna be easy. Yeah, I got a 6, -1 is gonna be 5. She needed 3 or plus, I got a 5, so I passed the test. Then we read the pass thing. It says retreat Doom by 2. Nice. Well, Doom can't go more than 17, so it's gonna retreat only one space. And I didn't have to use the focus, which is also good. And I did pass the encounter space, so I can pick up my Eldritch token. So she managed to pick this one. Then we go to the Carl. He's also on the wilderness space. Roll. Oh, gonna get encounter number 3. It says you are ambushed by the Migo. Test strength. Alright, his strength is 4+. Okay. He got a 5. He passed. It says pass, move to any space of your choice. Oh, this is pretty good because I'm of course gonna move to space 5 because I want to close this gate later on. And yeah, I also pick up this Eldritch Dog. So right from the start, this started pretty good. We have both Eldritch Shotguns, we just need to close some gates and use them. Alright. The next in the line is Caroline, but she's cursed, which means she has -1 to all dice rolls. And she's on the city. Well, the city has up to 12 encounters, so I need to roll 2d6. So I got a 7. Let's see, it says strange murders have occurred in the China district. I need to test observation -1 and -1 from the curse, that's going to be -2. So this will not be easy to pass. She has only 1 dice and she's not focused. Yes, yeah, as expected. I did fail. So let's read the fail result. It says fail, Spider of Lang ambushes you. Alright, Spider of Lang is this epic creature here. So I need to pass 2 tests right now. Willpower -2 and the strength -1, and I'm cursed. So this is not looking good. If I fail 1 test, I take 1 wound. If I fail both tests, I take 2 wounds. Whenever you need to take 2 wounds, your investigator is incapacitated. You're gonna move him to the nearest city space, and you're gonna move Doom by 1, and you're gonna start with 1 wound. Now, this will remove my curse, but it's gonna also do advanced Doom. So let's see. So whenever you need to roll 2 things, you roll both dices, and then you can assign them. So let's see. I got a 4 and the 5. If I assign 5 to the willpower, it's gonna be -3 due to the Spider of Land, so -2, and due to the curse minus another 1. So whatever I assign, I can't pass both tests. So I'm gonna take 2 wounds. So Caroline was incapacitated, so we move Doom by 1. She's already on the nearest city space. My curse is gone since I have to place it on the wound. As I said, wounds surpass everything. You always have to place it to mark the wound. So at least that's good. The bad thing is we just moved the Doom once, now it's back again on 16. And that was their her encounter. We have a Mike, which is also on the city space, so let's see what happened to him. Alright, he's gonna have 11. Encounter, it says someone has sent you a copy of the Necronomicon. Test observation or the lore. Well, in this case observation is much better, so I'm gonna test observation. Got a 6, that's a pass. Okay, let's see. Retrieve Doom by 1. Oh, nice. Alright, so Doom is just back on 17. Good. And that was the encounters. So when we finish the encounter phase, we go to the Mythos phase. Now the Mythos effects are on the other side of this of this card. So first thing we need to do, remove this marker, but remember what kind of a monster was there. So it was a cultist. Then we flip the card, and now we check where the Omen is. Omen is on the green spot here, which means we're gonna have a green Mythos. We roll 1d6 to see which kind, and I usually place it like this so I remember what kind of effects I need to do. So it's number 5. As you can see, first thing what will happen, these 2 icons on the top, we do them first. So first the Omen is going to move 1 space clockwise, so from green to black. Then we check, do we have any black spaces? We don't have any. Black dice, sorry. If we had any, that dice will increase its value and move Doom by 1. Now we check Mythos phase effects. It says each time Omen moves to the green spot. Okay, it didn't move to the green spot, it's on the black. Then we have to open 1 gate. Again we check the Omen. Omen is black, which means we need to open black gate. So we roll a dice without changing the route, place it on the space number 3. It's here. So we have a black gate of level 3 in this spot here. And then we read the rest of the text. It says, advance doom by 1 unless investigators as a group take 2 wounds. So I can assign 2 wounds to investigators or advance doom by 1. I think I'm gonna advance the doom. So it's back to 16 again. And that was the Mythos phase. Now, since I did spawn the new gate, whenever you spawn the new gate, I'm gonna roll for the monster chart again, because every time new gate is found, new monsters also gets out of it. So I got a 10. In this case, I got the Migo. Not hard to kill, you just need to pass strength. It says when this monster is destroyed, retreat doom by 1. So it would be good if we kill this monster. And Carl is already on the gate, so he's gonna probably stay there and fight the monster. Maybe retreat doom and finish his part of the mystery too. So we have 2 gates, we need to head there and close them both. The good thing is this gate open here and Rachel is pretty close. So with Rachel I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna stay focused just for the encounters. Do I want to do some actions? No. With Carl I do the same. Now here's the deal. If this was some really hard monster to kill, I would probably... well, I can't buy assets right now because I'm on the wilderness space. You can only buy assets on city space. But if it was some really hard monster to kill, probably try to get some of these weapons and then move on the gate, because I would have to fight the monster first. But I'm sure with my strength 4+ and the focus that I will need to just maybe use the focus. So let's stay there, and Caroline, I'm gonna heal all the wound, and I'm gonna probably buy a ship ticket, because in the next turn I can go on the same space where the Rachel is gonna be and maybe aid her to be sure to pass the other all encounters. And with the mic I'm just gonna move forward and stay focused. So yeah, that's the actions. So let's resolve this. So Rachel is again on the wilderness space. Number 1 says strange creature from the wood demands tribute. So she will have to test lore. She's got 4 past. Gain 1 random spell. Alright, so let me explain how this works right now. Whenever it says you need to gain something, unless your cubes are locked, you can actually get that. So she was focused, but now she's gonna get actually a random spell. So let's see, number 6, she got the Plumb the Void spell. Alright. Carl is on the gate, so first he will have to fight the Migo, and then I can try to close the gate or even do the wilderness encounter. But what I want is to close the gate and use my Eldritch token. So let's see, I roll only 1 die for the strength. Got 3, my strength is 4, so I did fail. So I will spend my focus to reroll these dice. And I got the 4 and passed. So the Migo is destroyed. Whenever the monster is destroyed, we remove it from the chart. And now you don't need to have let's say if the Rachel was here after the Carl on the gate, she wouldn't have to fight the monster because monsters are now clear from the chart. And it says when this monster is destroyed, retreat doom by 1. So back to 17. And now Carl can try to do other role encounters. Those are these orange one, and they are a bit hard because you always have to test 2 of your skills. So let's see first which kind of test he's gonna have. It's a 7. It says you find yourself lost in the city of Ryleth. Test observation and strength. Oh god damn it, his both skills of observation and strength are pretty low. Alright, let's try. So basically you roll and then you assign where you want to. So with this he did pass the strength, but he's failed the observation, so I need to resolve the fail effect. It says fail, Chitilla ambushes you. That's another epic monster. Chitilla. Okay, so he has to test willpower -2 and strength. Okay, this will probably not end well. Oh, alright, so he failed the both. So he will take 2 wounds, which will make him incapacitated. He needs to move to the closest T-space. He moved 1 by 1. He do retain all his items. It's not like in Eldritch where he lost everything, but he starts with 1 wound. Okay, so didn't manage to close the gate. The next one is Rachel. Caroline. She's on city, so city encounter 11. So she need to test observation or lore. Let's go with the observation. It's her better skill. I passed. A retreat doom by 1. We constantly playing with this doom. It wants to go forward, but we manage to bring it back every time. Alright, Mike is also on the city. He's also focused, so I'm hoping for the best. That's a 4. It says you are ambushed by some cultist. Strength -1. Well, his strength is pretty good. 2+, so. And he failed. He managed to fail because 2 minus 1 is 1. So I have to use my focus to reroll this. And I passed this time. If I pass again, a Tommy gun item. Oh, nice. So I got an item, Tommy gun, which these items now my strength is actually worse, 3+, but at least I have a +1 on the willpower against epic monsters. So for someone who have a lower strength, this would be a great item, but for me it's not so great. Alright, that was the encounter phase. We go back to the mythos. We don't have any monsters right now. So let's check our omen. It's on black, so we're gonna have a black mythos. 5. So it says move the omen 1 space, so it's gonna move to blue. We check do we have any blue gates on the board. We don't have any. Check the mythos phase effects. No. Oh, yeah. Only when the mythos moves to green we are in danger. But we do have a reckoning. Now we need to check the reckoning effect on the card. So it says each investigator on the wilderness space must test his lore. If we fail, increase value of each grade by 1. Rachel is in wilderness space, so she needs to test her lore. Oh, that's proper. She got 3, she passed, so nothing bad happens. Alright, and then it says any investigator can discard 1 item or spell to clear the monster chart. Well, the monster chart is already cleared, and we didn't get any new gates, so no new monsters will spawn, so that's okay. Alright, let's do 1 more turn and I'm gonna end the video. So, let's think here. So Rachel gonna go forward. I want to close the gate and use my Eldritch token. She has a spell that can decrease the value of gate by 2. I want to use the spell because if I fail, at least I will be able to place my little token on the focus, which I want to do right now. Or I can just lose the spell and place it on the focus, because as I said, on these spaces your little cube is not locked. So if I don't want this spell, I can discard it for the focus, or I can use it and discard it. Yeah, I think that's a better thing. Let's actually decrease some of these gates. So yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna use a spell because it doesn't cost me an action. So I'm gonna test lore. I failed, so whenever you fail a test with a spell, you actually lose the spell. But I got my cube back and I still have one more action. I moved. Second action I'm gonna focus. With the Carl, I have a wound. So I'm gonna heal. And I'm gonna do a trade action. This is another action you can do as long as you are on the same spot with another investigator. So I'm gonna give my Eldritch token to Mike because we're on the same spot. With Caroline, I think I'm gonna use my ship ticket, so now I can move 3 spaces. Well, I'm not gonna use an action from the card, I'm gonna just use the tickets. I'm gonna move 1 space and then spend a ticket to move another space. So that was my first action. My second action, I'm gonna aid Rachel. I'm gonna place my little cube on her portrait. So now Rachel has +1 to all her dice rolls. The aid is worth 1 round, so when the round's over, when the Rachel has her turn, this cube is gonna get back to Caroline. And with Mike, I'm gonna go forward since I have now token from the Carl, and I think since we don't have a monster, I'm gonna discard Tommy Gun and get a focus instead. Alright, so let's see will we manage to close these gates and finish the first mystery this turn. Alright, Rachel doesn't have to fight monster, we don't have any monsters, so I'm gonna do the other one encounter. I'm gonna try to close the gate. So I'm gonna have encounter 7. It says you find yourself lost in Riley, test observation and strength. Alright. Our observation is pretty good, but strength not so much. Okay, so I passed the observation, I passed the strength. Since I have +2 dice, this is actually 4 and this is 5, so I definitely passed both of them. So the gate is closed. It says pass, close this gate and gain 1 random spell. Okay. That random spell will be number 6. She has a Plumb the Void now. And I'm going to use my Eldritch to place it on this card. After the closing gate, place on Eldritch token this card. Alright, we advanced mystery by 1. Now Carl is on the city space, so let's see what's going to happen to him. 7. That's strange murders have occurred in the China district. Observation -1. Oh, his observation is pretty low. You have to get 6 to pass this. He got 4, of course. It says fail, spider of flank ambushes you. Okay. So roll, I got 2 4s, I can assign them, but it's willpower -2 and strength -1. So I failed both of them. So I'm gonna take 2 wounds. So Carl is incapacitated, goes by 1, and he's gonna start with the wound next turn. He's already on the city space, I don't need to move him. Alright, Caroline is on a city together with Rachel, so see what happens to. Also, because Rachel finished her turn, her cubes get back. She's already aided. Anyway, oh damn it! This is the same city encounter with the observation -1. Okay, let's hope she passed. She got 3. -1 is 2. She failed, so she will also get ambushed by the Spider of Length epic monster. Oh, she failed on both tests. Yeah, I can't save this. So 2 wounds. She's also incapacitated. Doom goes by 15, and she will start with the wound next turn. She's also already on the city, so I don't need to move her to the city space. Mike is gonna try to close the green gate, and he's focused. And let's hope he's gonna be able to do it. Alright, let's see what kind of counter. 11 says you find yourself 100 years in the past. Test observation and influence. Well, those his skills are not bad, but let's see. Oh, but the roll was utterly bad. So I did pass the observation, I didn't pass the influence, so I can use my focus to reroll any number of dice. I'm gonna reroll influence tests, and I failed again. Alright, let's see, it says fail, you are delayed. Alright, at least nothing bad happened. So when you are delayed, you just place your little cube on the number connected to the spots. That's how you mark that you are delayed. Basically during the action phase I'm just gonna get back to the spot, but I can't do any actions. So that's how the delay. So I didn't manage to close this gate. Alright, Mythos phase. Omen is in the blue, so we're gonna have a blue Mythos. Blue Mythos number 1. Here, this one. So first gate's gonna move to the black. Do we have a black gate? We don't have, because they Rachel closed it, so that's good. Then we're gonna open a new gate. Omen is in the black, so another black gate is gonna actually spawn with the level 5, so it's gonna spawn here. Since the new gate spawned, we're also gonna need to roll for the monster chart later. Alright, and it says if there are 2 gates on the board, increase blue gate by 2. We have 2 gates, but we don't have a blue gate, so this will not happen. Lucky for us. Alright, let's see what kind of monster did manage to pass 2 gates. 6, it's Maniac. So he has -1. You need to test willpower and strength, and you have a -1 to willpower. Alright, that's not too hard. Well, that was 3 turns, I think. Can't remember right now since when I started. lot of things happened. But I am gonna end the video here. We did manage to advance first mystery by 1. Our doom is only on 15. We have lots of time. So I think we are on the right track. Mike is pretty good with fighting. He can subdue this maniac. He can probably close the gate next turn. I can send a Carl there to aid him maybe. We'll see. Or not. Yeah, Carl is wounded. We do have 2 investigators wounded, which basically just burning our actions, because if you don't heal and get wounded again, yeah, you know, Doom's gonna continue moving. So yeah, that's a Tiny Eldritch. As you can see, plays very similar to the big Eldritch cousin. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if you like my videos, subscribe as always.